today's session is going to be relatively short as to, I'm going to take off my reading glasses, as to items that you might want to use. If you happen to already have a yoga mat, that's great, but again, you're not required to have one. You just need a place on the floor, clear place, where you can stretch out and stretch your arms and legs out to the side and not run into furniture or walls. You can also, if you want, put a beach towel or a blanket under you if it helps. If you want a carpet so you don't get like a carpet burn or something. Common props in yoga include a yoga block. Blocks are basically 2 inches by 4 inches by 6 inches. And again, I'm not asking you to go and buy a block. You might find around the house a big book that's pretty close to that size. So this is a book I had on my bookshelf. And you can see it's just probably about 3/4, I don't know, half an inch taller than the 4 inches. And maybe about 1/4 inch to half inch taller than the 6 inches. And same thing as far as the 2 inches, it actually looks exactly 2 inches. So that's close enough. We don't have to be specific. What I would recommend is that you take the block and you wrap it in paper, like maybe brown paper if you have a brown paper bag from the grocery store. Make sure it's a bag that's been sitting around your house for a while, not a newer bag, because apparently the virus can live on paper for a while. If you have 2 books, maybe you don't have a book of this size, maybe you have 2 books, you could stack them together and wrap them tightly like a package in the paper, tape it up, and then you have a homemade yoga block. Pretty cool. Save yourself a few dollars too. We also oftentimes use a yoga strap, and the straps come in various ways. Some of them have the plastic buckle. This one I already have threaded through, and I can show you how to thread a yoga strap. Some of them have the metal buckle. Just be careful of metal, because if you don't want to hurt yourself with it, metal's much harder. And how you can, sorry for the noise, if you wish, how do we make a loop with the yoga strap? You take the strap up the middle. See, the middle hole is much larger. And you pull it through. And then you thread it through the little skinny part here. I'm not sure if you're able to pick that up. And you're going to thread it through and pull. And so now we have a loop. And when you pull on the long end of the strap, you'll see that you can make the loop smaller. However, if you don't happen to own a yoga strap, you do not have to buy one. Please keep in mind, you do not have to go out and spend a lot of money on items. This works pretty much just as well, and this is a belt from a bathrobe. And it's very soft. There's no buckles. There's no plastic. So if we needed to make a little loop, you would just tie it maybe with a double knot. And then you'll have yourself a loop to put a foot through or so on. It doesn't have quite the capability of moving to make it bigger and smaller. So you would have to obviously untie, make a bigger loop, and then give yourself a double knot again, just tying and then we have a bigger roof. Other items that we can use are yoga blanket. Basically, you could use a beach towel or any other type of blanket you have around the house. This is just a little inexpensive blanket that I had laying around. The blanket can be used to pad your knees, your ankles, to fold so you can sit up higher. The reason you might want to sit higher if you come to a seated position is in case your low back, your hips, or your knees are uncomfortable to sit on the floor. So if that's the case, you can use a blanket or a beach towel and fold it up to raise the hips up a little. You can use the block, you can sit on the block if you have one, or the book. You could also, this is called a Zafu, and it's a yoga cushion, if you will, filled with natural product inside. However, something that's pretty close is a sofa cushion, one of the small ones. And you can see that dimension-wise, sorry. So you can see that dimension-wise, it's falling off. It's not a whole lot off. It's close in size. Your corners are sticking out. But other than that, it's pretty close compared to what, as opposed to going out and buying an expensive cushion. I think for now, that's mostly what I wanted to cover. I'm sure over the course of us meeting together online, other questions will come up. Needs might arise. Oh, one more thing you might want to use is just a chair. A chair without arms, because if you're not comfortable sitting on the floor, or maybe your knees on that day are really not happy with you getting up and down off the floor, and you wanted to do seated yoga poses, you can do that sitting in a chair without arms. So I do happen to have one that I bought at Costco a while ago, quite a few years ago, for very inexpensive, maybe $10. You do not have to go out and buy a chair. Look around your house and see if you have maybe a little desk chair or another little side chair, even a dining chair that does not have arms. Okay? Alrighty, you guys, I'm really looking forward to our online yoga sessions. I'm super excited that we have this opportunity. I miss each and every one of you every day, and I know that we will get through this. Please continue to practice your yoga. I will continue to put new workouts, new videos, PowerPoint presentations, documents online to help you find what type of yoga practice you're looking for. And my goal is that we can all get onto Zoom, ZOOM.com, so that I can begin to lead live, quote unquote, in person, live online yoga sessions with you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your patience. Just know I am here with you to help you get through this. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Stay healthy. Eat well. Lots of water. Drink some green tea. It's supposed to be good for us. And always follow the recommendations by the Centers for Disease Control, washing your hands, and all that kind of good stuff. Thank you again, everybody. From the bottom of my heart, wishing you good health.